Okay, some of the use case scenarios of the process of things. In the world today, you have many websites. One of the simplest things is to use the process of things. If you have a website, it may be hosted on WordPress, it may be your own personal site, and you don't want to put in all the authentication. You could simply plug the process of things interface into your website, and this will allow users who are already registered on the process of things to scan your page, and this would automatically log you in. So this is a simple, similar to Google Plus or to Facebook login. Other cases for the process of things could be things like going to your favorite restaurant. You walk into your favorite restaurant, you sit down at a table, you scan the QR code on the table, and it delivers you the menu, and you can go through your whole experience with the restaurant without actually not interacting necessarily with the waiters and waitresses all the time, because at the moment when you go into a restaurant you have many transactions. You first have to sit there, they deliver you the menu, you then wait for them to come back, you order your food, then you wait for the food to be delivered, and then you wait for them to come back to you or get their attention so you can ask for the bill, and then they come back with the credit card machine and you process it. So it becomes a very long, laborious process. With the process of things, you walk in, you sit down at the table, you scan the table, this gives you the menu, you order what you want, the kitchen prepares it, the waitress delivers it, you pay when you're ready, and you leave. Very simple, very easy. Another use case scenario could be when you're at home, you may already have an interaction with that restaurant, but because you're no longer in the restaurant, the system knows that you're not there physically, that now it assumes that this is going to be a home order. You can still access the menu, it will tell you whether you can have home delivery or not. You could book the table from the restaurant. All these sorts of things can be done. Okay. Another use case scenario for the process of things is that you as an individual have complete control of your identity. So if you're going to a conference or an exhibition, you may want to share certain information about yourself with complete strangers than you would normally with friends. So this means you can create your own individual profile from your phone, that when you're at the exhibition, when you share your QR code with them, they scan it from their phone, they only get the information you want. And the nice thing with this is that if you decide to delete that profile, all that information is deleted. Okay, so your data is fully in control of you, fully in control by you. Another thing the process of things can be used for is in manufacturing. So you have a complicated manufacturing process. You have raw materials that are coming in. You wanted to protect your recipe. Say you're in an industry where the secret recipe is all or nothing. So imagine the scenario where rather than giving them the ingredients and the weights that they need to weigh out, you simply have a set of scales, you scan the set of scales, you scan the ingredient, process of things will find out exactly what the weight is, and all they see is either on their device in their hand or on a screen. You may have a pointer that sort of goes up and down, and when it reaches the center of that screen, then you know you have the right value. So if it's below, you need to add more. If it's above, you need to take something away. They won't actually know how many grams or how many liters that is. It'll purely just be a representation of weight or volume. Another case scenario for the process of things is controlling your home. At the moment, if you wanted to deploy a smart home in your family home, you would have to buy a complete system. Now with the Internet of Things, the idea is that you'd be able to buy individual objects like a light switch or a socket controller or a dimming switch for your lights. And these things will be smart in their own right. Now with the process of things, because it understands how to talk to machines and also how to talk to humans, it becomes the interface between you. So simply you plug in a new light switch, you would that would communicate to your local processor things inside your home, and suddenly on your device you would have a new object available. You switch it on, switch it off, increase the light, so from 0 to 100%. So all these things will allow the Internet of Things to come. Probably one of the more interesting scenarios that you could use the process of thing is for things like agriculture. We created this idea of sticky data. Now, sticky data is basically you have a device in the field that is measuring rain volumes, how much sun, how many hours of sunshine during the day, temperature changes. Now, normally, this would be data that would be stored into what we call big data, but later on you would have to pull queries out. Now, if you imagine a field is an object, okay? The crop that you're growing in that field, you assign to that object. So you say, I'm growing wheat. These data loggers, if you like, these sit in the same field. They are put into the same location as the object, which is your field. So that means these data loggers are actually pumping out data continuously, maybe every second, maybe every 30 minutes, whatever your data set is. And this is being stuck to the wheat that is in your field. So at the end of the seasons are quite long, you'll be able to look at the data of that object and see how it performed. And you'll be able to compare that against last year's objects and the years before that. So after a few years, you may understand that if you're guaranteed X number of hours of sunlight, you can predict that your crops are going to be either bountiful or limited. You may also be able to see the nutrients changes inside the wheat based on how much rain there was or how much hours of sunshine there was. This is all sorts of data that we don't normally see today. And if we do, it's stored in big data. And the problem with big data is you have to ask the questions to be able to get the answers. So when we start looking at the process of things, there's so many places that we can use it. And we think it's only possible because we've broken everything down into individual processes and we're using the latest technology that is available to us.